as a performance artist, I would say. So mainly working with dance and movement to create durational performances, autobiographical performances. And then my work kind of shifted towards fine art, painting, drawing, mostly with portraiture. And I wanted to marry the two together. That was the idea of coming onto the course. So yeah, that's where I started at. And then when I got here, I kind of blew everything apart and then started making, I don't know, installation work, video work, sound work, lots of different things to try and experiment. Yeah, when I first started the course, I was working in a nursery and living in a nursery. And that kind of outside influence, as you say, started to kind of penetrate into my work. And I think then it starts to remind me of my past, and it starts to remind me of instances that have happened to me, or I don't know, just memories and images and sounds maybe from the past that have happened. And that's where the work starts to develop, and that's why childhood started to come into my work quite a lot. And then I worked through that in the first year, and then kind of ebbed away from it a little bit. I think there's definitely a childhood element in my work still. There's still kind of Lacanian kind of mirror phase element into my work. Identity is key to my practice for sure. I've been thinking about gender a lot in our second year. I've always thought about it a lot within my life, but I think it's there in the background all the time, whether it reads through the work, apart from in the more cliche work like the big on masculinity thing where you're like, okay, this is actually about gender. Mm-hmm. I think it's something that I need to be there in the background, and I need to be questioning it, and I need to be thinking about it for myself. Mm-hmm. Whether it's present in the work isn't really important, actually. I don't think it's, if someone draws that out of the work, then that's good. You know, I think there's always a queerness to my work. That's my opinion of my work. Mm-hmm. So actually, for animation, for me, is the part where the kind of play comes into it. So it is like childhood in a way. It's watching the cartoons when you're a kid. It's kind of watching those old Disney films, or the kind of very, very early animations that they used to make. And I'm interested in the more kind of, I don't know, less finished animations, more kind of jagged around the edges animation that I'm making. I think there's an element of performance within animation, actually. Well, there is. It's making drawings perform. It's bringing something to life, and then you can add music to that. You can add, a narrative to that. You can do whatever you want. And actually, narrative has become really important to my work, and that's where text comes in. Is that text is always an underlying thought process that goes on. It either begins the work, or it kind of happens whilst I'm making the work. And I write kind of poems or narratives or stories that either fit with one specific piece, or actually they can fit with many pieces. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think the shadows are something to do with performance. That's my performance background coming in and kind of bringing a theatricality into the work. And that, I think that's to do with the performance of gender, and the idea that gender is something that you wear as a mask.